Sure. So all governments, including New Zealand, are really facing a set of very complex issues. Some are financial, some are programmatic, some obviously with the crisis in Christchurch is really impacting heavily the ability of government leaders to balance limited resources with pressing program needs. So the challenge government leaders have today is how do I take these very limited resources and smartly deploy them so that I'm maximizing the return on taxpayer investment. And so what we try to do is share our experiences in working with governments around the world on how to do that. Well, see, I think New Zealand's in a very unique place in the world. They've got a lot of initiatives underway both at the federal level and in the creation of the Auckland Super City. I think we're at a place here in New Zealand where the leadership is really focused on driving economic development, enhancing the quality of life to their citizens, and really rethinking how government is delivered. And so from our point of view, from IBM's point of view, we see wonderful opportunities here at all levels in all industries. And obviously part of that is really going to be the government's leadership position in trying to help grow the economy and really improve quality of services. Sure. So that document was really developed as part of an initiative in the United States where our chairman, Sam Palmisano, and other technology chief executives in the United States wanted to engage in a conversation with the administration and the president on best practices in the private sector and public sector that we've seen used effectively in helping to reduce costs. So the 7 initiatives captured inside of that document, from IT consolidation to shared services to supply chain reform to commoditization of assets, are examples of where we believe governments can smartly apply those principles and really see return on investment. Sure. So we've worked with governments such as the United Kingdom in shared services, where we've really helped governments at various levels in the United Kingdom to reorganize, to consolidate their operations, and to reduce their overall costs. In Canada, we've worked on major projects in reforming health and human services, where we both enhanced the way in which the organization went forward and helped reduce the overall cost of those services being provided. The savings will vary, obviously, depending on commitment and time, but if you take an IT consolidation as an illustration, for example, you could easily see 10 to 15% savings of your overall IT cost if you create an enterprise model where you consolidate services and move them across. But within procurement, supply chain, you can obviously generate savings in 10, 15, 20% over time if you put the right processes in place. The challenge with governments and savings is always to put the right foundation in place and to change the business processes in order to enhance that. Oftentimes, those savings will be longer because it will frequently impact the number of employees, and over time, governments have to decide how they're going to deal with that. IBM certainly believes that governments have an opportunity to be much more efficient in how they deliver programs and services. Citizens are consistently saying to us across the world that they believe governments can be more effective in delivering services. So in that regard, certainly we do believe that. We believe that our experiences with governments in really driving innovation and reducing costs demonstrates that, and now it's just a matter of putting all those pieces together. These are challenging times, and these are hard decisions. And in order to move forward and really drive innovation, there has to be a strong commitment from the top. You have to work on your organization to bring them along, and you have to not only set the vision, but you've got to get very specific about what you want to accomplish. And then we would believe strongly that you have to measure that. You have to design systems around analytics that give you insight into are these programs meeting the goals that you've set out, and if not, to make decisions and trade-offs.